Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Do you know how bullish this is? This coming from Tony Edward here. It's what I've been telling you guys for weeks. Flush out the leverage, reset the sentiment to fear, go to oversold zone. Guys, this is the perfect setup for a face-melting rally in Q4 of 2024. So Tony's looking at a bunch of things here like the RSI. We're going to get to the RSI in a second. We are moving down further from even last week's numbers for Bitcoin. We are at about $109,000, just over $109,000 per coin for one Bitcoin currently. Now, of course, that is coming off a high of about $124,000 per coin. And guys, Q4 is looking very, very good. This is going to be super bullish for the King crypto and ultimately very bullish for the altcoins. I mean, we're hoping the altcoins are going to rally commensurate to Bitcoin. So 109.4 for one Bitcoin. As you guys can see, we are just now hovering in this former level where we did find support back in late August, early September, before we did start to see another push to the upside. We did get up back to about $118,000. Now we're back to about $109,000 for Bitcoin. And you guys can see down here, volume very, very low. So that means not a lot of activity at the current moment. And as you guys can see, this is Bitcoin on the hourly. Look how flat that looks here. I'm just going to take that off auto for you guys to see. And just look at how flat that is. Look at that. We're not seeing anything. We're just seeing, just kind of scraping by here on very, very, very low volume. So, the setup looking very good. Talking about that RSI, let's just go back to the RSI. Accumulating Bitcoin below the RSI value of about 40 has been historically foolproof. This coming from Nebraska Gooner on Twitter. Nebraska Gooner. Okay, let's just go back to Bitcoin here and let's take that off. And let's throw that back on the daily. And I'm going to add an RSI indicator here. RSI, that is the relative strength index. And as you guys can see, so value at 14. We're looking at a broader view here where we're not looking to day trade or anything less than that. So as you guys can see here, when RSI value up above 40, oversold territory. But guys, when it's below 40, like as you guys can see now, it is at about 37.89. Again, very good opportunity to buy. When we did see it back in here on August 31st, it was also at roughly 37.85. And commensurate to the chart, you guys can see right in here, that was right before we did see a pump for Bitcoin. So we are now historically below that 40 level. And fear and greed, guys, that indicator also in fear at 34. We got the market cap down. Altcoin season, looking kind of unremarkable at the moment. We are seeing a bunch of red in the space, so another good indication that we are in oversold territory. Hopefully, this does continue. And guys, when you take a look at the XRP chart in 3 days, think about this for a second, okay? If you guys are watching this video, now it's 2 days, okay? Today is September the 28th. If you guys are watching this video on the day that I'm releasing it, and Bobby A posted this yesterday, he said in 3 days, so basically by the end of the month, XRP will close its fourth 3-month candle above the highest 3-month candlestick close of its prior cycle. It is also on track to close a 3-month candle body above the previous 3-month candle wick high amidst a highly fearful market without even reaching the 1.618 extension. So this is another broad perspective, guys, zooming wide, okay? And I'm going to bring up the chart here for XRP just to show you guys. Just going to get rid of that RSI indicator for the moment, and I'm just going to bring up the XRP chart now. Take a look at this, okay? Even though one XRP is trading for about $2.77 at the moment, we throw this on the 3-month, okay? And we just bring that up there. Look at that. Boom goes the dynamite. We were sitting on top of former closes, okay? So former closes, these candlesticks did close back in 2017. This was October 2017. And guys, we have closed above 4 months in a row. Now we have closed above that high, and this close is even higher than the wick from the October 2017 close. So this is still looking very, very bullish, I think, for XRP. Of course, that is an extension of where we're going to see Bitcoin, hopefully. And for more information on where I think the entire market's going to go, this is the last leg. Guys, follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I think we had a pretty good Q&A session yesterday for all of you guys who joined. The replay is up there for Patreon subscribers. It is only $5 a month, but you got to subscribe and stay subscribed. And, if you didn't get your question in, you can always DM me over there on Patreon. Send me a direct message. I will respond to everybody. So there you go. Wanted to thank Bobby, wanted to thank Nebraskan Cooner, and wanted to thank Tony Edward there for posting that. One more indicator here for Bitcoin that Decode noticed, okay? From the final red bar before the oscillator flipped green, Bitcoin printed its last significant decline. Okay, and that was before ripping to higher highs with consecutive green candlesticks. So this is when we see that oscillator flip from bearish to bullish. And we are right in around here. And as you guys can see, I don't know if I punch in there, you guys can see there is a very, very small indication that that oscillator is switching to bullish. So again, we are just starting this final leg, the Q4 2025 final leg of the bull run. Guys, this is where we should be getting very, very excited. This is where, I'm going to be trying to pinpoint the top and going to be letting my Patreon subscribers know where I'm going to be cashing out. And yes, I will be cashing out some of my XRP. We'll be cashing out my altcoins, trying to think of where that target's going to be. Of course, it's all going to be predicated on Bitcoin. And for those of you guys wondering, Blockchain Backer is not participating in any passive income opportunities, nor am I. I've been talking about this MXRP or the FXRP from Flare. But in terms of yield at this point in the bull run, and I've said this numerous times now, at least a half a dozen times over the last week, there's no way I'm going to lock up my XRP at this stage. Blockchain backers maybe got some other reasons. Yield is not built into the XRP protocol, he says, so utilizing third parties and other blockchains to earn that yield to take on additional risk, it goes beyond my comfort zone. For me, I'm just ready to rock and roll in terms of profiting. I've been waiting too long for this. Flare community did comment, though. I believe, they retweeted out the blockchain backer down here. Lately, I've noticed a split in the XRP community. Some want to put their XRP to work to earn yield, while others would rather keep it locked up indefinitely. And they say that caution is understandable. Events like Celsius and Link 2 have left scars, reminding holders what happened when assets are placed in the hands of centralized counterparties. Once control is ceded, risks no longer align with the decentralized ethos of a blockchain. This is exactly why due diligence matters, and the Flare Networks gives you guys reasons why they are the protocol of choice. I will link this in the description of the video, and if you want to look at that further, you can. Again, not my bag, but to each their own. Everybody's got their own visions for how they want to treat their XRP. I know companies like Vanguard certainly want to get their grubby little hands on your XRP. Vanguard has eyed crypto ETF access for brokerage clients. Now, this coming from Eleanor Turret. This is the latest, guys. The world's second largest asset manager, Vanguard. So next to BlackRock, they're also preparing to allow access to crypto ETFs on their brokerage platform. The mutual fund behemoth with $10 trillion in assets under management has until now remained on the sidelines when it comes to digital assets, opting for a more conservative approach. Okay, but now, guys, they're looking to get into the ETF game as well. So you think of that, BlackRock being the number one, now Vanguard being the number two. I mean, we've got the other small guys, medium-sized companies in play as well. But now, according to a source familiar with the company's plans, who spoke on the condition of anonymity, Vanguard has begun laying the groundwork and holding external discussions in response to strong client demand for digital assets and shifting regulatory environment. There are currently no plans, at least not as of yet. Instead, the firm is considering letting brokerage customers access select third-party crypto ETFs, though it remains unclear when a decision will be made or which products would be offered. They're being very methodical in their approach, apparently, so they are still taking a very, they're being cautious. They're taking a very cautious approach in the moment. I don't think they really, those are the optics right now. But if you guys remember, RizXRP reminding us of this, pure speculation. However, this was a presentation. I don't remember where this presentation was from. I know I've done this video, a video highlighting this a few years ago, and I'll see if I can find that. I'll link it up here. Vanguard is at the center of all these financial connections, including Accenture, CME Group, Santander, BlackRock, MoneyGram, so on and so forth. A lot of these Japanese banks as well. There's a connection to SBI Holdings, of course, BNY Mellon. And guys, all of these companies do have connections to Ripple. So, it's all interconnected. I don't see where this is necessarily going to go awry. Necessarily, I guess anything can happen. But really, I think they're keeping their eye on the prize just like their competitors. So, wanted to thank Riz and the Flare community, of course, the blockchain backer, and Decode for posting those. Guys, I also happen to see this. Nubank announces Michael Riani. He's the new head of crypto. Now, Nubank is a Ripple-connected company, one of the world's largest digital financial services platform as well, and they've just now hired a new crypto guy, a new head of crypto. Riani will be dedicated to driving the growth of development for Nubank crypto. He says, I'm dedicating the rest of my career to Bitcoin and improving the world's financial system. If you want to build something new and impactful, there is no better place than Nubank. And again, I will remind you guys, Nubank is connected to Ripple. Nubank crypto has become one of the most competitive options on the market, and it's a privilege to work with the team ready to redefine the future of money. Rihani, for those of you guys who do not know, has held positions at companies like Coinbase as the director of product and led transfer payments, debit cards, and credit card businesses before. Before that, he worked at Cash App and also contributed to a major technology company, Tesla. So he is very familiar with Elon Musk's company integrating Bitcoin payments at that time. Remember that when Tesla was accepting Bitcoin to purchase their cars? So that is interesting. Rihani now working for this Ripple connected bank. And guys, did you see this? I know you probably were, I don't know whether this is big news or whether you care or not. Linea is now going to be used by Swift. I don't know if you guys caught this. Swift experiments with on-chain migration using Ethereum Layer 2 Linea. So Linea, I guess maybe it's called Linea. Swift is experimenting with an on-chain migration system for messaging. Now, need I remind you, this is for messaging. It's called Linea Layer 2, according to a report, and it's going to be used on the Ethereum network. More than a dozen financial institutions are involved in this development, so some Ripple connections like BNP Paribas and BNY Mellon, and the project will take several months to materialize, but it promises an important technological transformation for the international interbank payment industry. So I think when some people read this, they were wondering, is this going to be competition to Ripple? Is it going to be competition to XRP? Eggreg Crypto commenting, so you're telling me this Linea will be used by Swift for what exactly? Messaging, guys. This doesn't even settle, okay? What about settlement and liquidity? And he says it's kind of like upgrading an iPhone 8 to an iPhone 8. Basically, no upgrade whatsoever. And Besnick here saying, it's more like downgrading an iPhone 1 to a Nokia 3650. This is not a threat, not at all. Swift is never at the cutting edge of anything. This is what I've realized. Swift is so behind because they've had such a monopoly over the years that I don't feel like they care that much. I think they're going to slowly die a very slow, painful death. But I think in the meantime, they're just kind of rolling with the punches. They're kind of just picking something that they think, we could do this. Maybe this will be, maybe this will work in some way, shape, or form. Linea poses no threat to XRP or the XRP ledger. This coming from Professor Ripple Effect. ISO 20022 deadline nears as Swift moves forward. So guys, they do need to be on the global standard, ISO 20022, and so I guess they're choosing Linea. So Professor Ripple Effect gives us some background knowledge here, as this is a long and detailed research-based post. Those not interested in the archaeological excavation of blockchain documentation may wish to skip ahead. Essentially, just giving us some details here. Linea not competing with the XRP ledger. Linea is designed to scale Ethereum applications, whereas XRP and the XRPL are built for cross-border settlement and liquidity. So two very different purposes. Furthermore, Swift has already adopted ISO 20022 with the mandatory deadline for banks and financial institutions to transition by November 22nd, 2025. And I will link this in the description if you guys want to read in more detail what this is all about. I'm just going to read you guys the conclusion down here. Linea and the XRPL serve different purposes. Linea scales Ethereum, okay? So that is the important takeaway. It scales Ethereum computation and relies on Ethereum layer 1 for finality. The XRPL delivers payment settlement with near instant finality, very low fees, issued currencies, and XRP as that bridge asset. So it's more of a one-stop shop. As such, XRP's core value in cross-border settlement and on-demand liquidity does not face direct competition from Linea. The technologies are distinct and target separate users and needs. So no need to worry about that. If you were worried, and even the real Remy Relief here commenting, wait a minute, so Swift won't be using XRP, XDC, HBAR, or Link. Remember, guys, this is all interoperable. Other chains are going to be using those cryptocurrencies, and they all have to be interoperable with Swift. So Don't worry, there's still going to be XRP utility. If Linea is just a messaging system, remember, this is just one bank giving messaging instructions to another bank. That's not necessarily a threat. That's definitely not a threat. I wouldn't consider that a threat at all. So, a lot of people, I think, getting very worried about this. They're not upgrading anything critical here. It's essentially like upgrading an iPhone 8 with another iPhone 8. Nothing to be worried about, but wanted to thank Eggreg Crypto, wanted to thank Professor Ripple Effect, and wanted to thank The Real Remy Relief for posting that. Speaking of Swift and Ripple, remember when Brad Garlinghouse made this comment in 2018? I think Swift knew the writing was on the wall. It was so far off at that point. This one courtesy of Crypto Bill Bulwoo here on Twitter. This was Brad at Singapore FinTech Week, I think 2016, and he was on stage with Ross Letkow at the IMF. Ripple's got it made, guys. They've got it made in the shade.
There's 2 votes.
Let me try.
Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? Oh, they're over here. That's easier. You want to take one? Go for it. The first one's for you. IMF. Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? I did not put that up there.
Remember, I'm from the legal department. I'm supposed to be very conservative about these things. I don't want to go into great details about
Maybe I should take what the IMF is going to do. I think we stunned Ross into silence with that one.
For that to happen, okay, under the current legal framework, some country would have to use a crypto asset as its currency.
And slowly but surely, we're getting to that point. And excuse me, I said that was 2016. I meant 2018. And you guys can watch the full clip there. Crypto Bill Bulwoo did post the original YouTube clip right in there. This is where we're going, guys. This is where we're heading. Even Robinhood's chief legal officer is shouting out XRP while sitting next to BlackRock. This was at, I don't know when this meeting was. We don't have a date on this. This is a Georgetown University. Okay, looks like a Georgetown University roundtable. These guys are all talking about crypto assets being the next big thing. Listen to this.
Look, I think it's a moment in time analysis of what's it's solving. Right now, it's can EU customers have access to U.S. equities or not, right? Or can they have ubiquitous access, right? Can they find it in different places? Where the puck is going, is the world is going to be 24/7 fully tokenized equities cross-border.
Winner take all.
It's going there. And as we started off this discussion, TradFi, crypto, blockchain, it's all coming together. Your assets are going to be on the same platform, right? And you're going to want, if you have Bitcoin, if you have XRP, in your wallet, in your account, whatever you want to call it, you're going to want to be able to look at it, leverage it, sell it, commingle it with other like assets. And a DTC held equity is not a like asset to an XRP token.
Interesting comment there. Michael asking, a DTC asset is not like an XRP. What does that mean exactly? And Subjective Views responding here, I'm going to assume he means that these two types are of assets serve different purposes, securities versus non-securities like XRP. There's going to be a purpose for XRP though, obviously. He's saying you can have that in your account and you can commingle it. You can use it for different purposes. You can hold it indefinitely. Guys, these are going to be more than just speculative assets, and now that fact is coming out. So I think that is another important point to note there. Wanted to thank Subjective Views and Crypto Bill Bulwoo. Now, I happen to see this too. Digital Asset Buy did just post this. According to NBA star Tristan Thompson, NBA players are in text groups, okay? Private DM groups asking if and when they should buy more XRP. So even these NBA players know what's what.
Teammates have started noticing this. They ask questions now, and guys are like, do I get more XRP? Do I buy more ETH? So literally guys are texting me and then in a group chat saying yo, it's pumping. Yeah, go should I do? I'm like, hold it, long term, guys. Think long. The same way you bet on yourself to get to the NBA, you got to bet on these coins and bet on the space. Bet on what the future of digital finance is. Bet on that's what's going to be our kids. That's the form of it. They're not going to be walking into these banks and these institutions. They're going to be literally having their wallets and being on a computer and literally managing their finance like this.
Bet on the long term. This is what Tristan Thompson is telling NBA players. Don't get wrapped up in the FOMO. I can just imagine it now, right? The coin is pumping. They're thinking to themselves, "Oh, I gotta buy." Big newbie move. We got to think long term. And even Tristan Thompson is commenting the same. Guys, this space is going to mature. And this is why I'm holding some of my XRP for the long term. For more information on how I'm treating this bull run, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. That's where I talk about all my cryptos, where I'm going to be selling out at, and my plan for the future. So check it out. It is only $5 a month, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Guys, if you're interested in tangible merchandise, you can go to the Working Money Channel merch store. Link is in the description of the video. That's where I'm, selling some Working Money Channel merch, and every little bit counts in helping to support the channel. And I thank everybody who has been purchasing the merch. Check it out if you're interested in that. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.